Hey, my friends, welcome back to another Step It Up Stamping. I'm Barb Brimhall, the 𝗏𝗍𝗄 Stamper, and Step It Up Stamping is where we take one bundle and we turn it into 3 cards of varying expertise from beginner to advanced. And today I am really excited to share with you my first Step It Up Stamping with a bundle from our new holiday mini catalog. This catalog is good from September through December 2025. And the bundle that we're using, I love this bundle. This is called the Peaceful Garden Suite. And it's called a suite because it has a stamp set. It has dies, which you can get in a bundle. You know what? Let me hold this up so you can see it. It's got an embossing folder. It's got some absolutely gorgeous glimmer paper. It's got some ribbon. It's silver trimmed ribbon. It's got some gems. They are called the hues of blue flowers. It's got this absolutely gorgeous designer paper, which you're going to see today. And I just think it's so soothing. It's so pretty. I love the sentiments. Now, this is one of those bundles where the stamps are the sentiments and the dies become your image. You can see we've got these 2 doves. We've got a little bit of greenery, some stars. We've got some tags, and you're going to see some of this today. So let's get started. Okay, we are going to start with our beginner card. This is what I like to call the 𝗏𝗍𝗄 card or the beginner card. Very simple, but boy, it has a lot of visual impact because of this gorgeous designer paper. Now, one of the things I love about this suite is it really takes advantage of 2 of our new 2025-2027 in colors, Cloud Cover, which I'm going to show you the back, and sympathy, which is almost a black blue. Now, in this case, instead of using sympathy, I pulled in this color, which is closer to misty moonlight. So I've got cloud cover card base, 2 pieces of the Peaceful Garden designer paper, and then I used misty moonlight ink. That's it. So friends, you could do a ton of Christmas cards if you wanted, and definitely sympathy cards too. There is a sympathy sentiment in this set that is just super simple to do, but boy, is it pretty. I just love this card. I think for a 𝗏𝗍𝗄 beginner card, this card is what I like to call the cat's pajamas. Okay, now we're going to bring in our worker bee card. This is a little bit different. This is kind of a fun fold. So what I have is a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 piece of cloud cover. And in the instructions, I have the pictures of the cards. I have all the measurements. I have all the step-by-step instructions. So if you would find those helpful, make sure you check out the link in the comments. But again, I've used the designer paper. Let me bring this in because I'm going to want to show you this designer paper right here. And then what I've done to kind of make the card is I've done, I believe this is 3 inches, but don't quote me on it, 3 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. So it goes the full length of the card front. And then I've embossed it with that really pretty embossing folder. And I wanted to show you that that folder, it's called Peaceful Greenery. This folder actually, it embosses all the greenery, but then it also creates that label. Isn't that cool? So on this card, what I did was I stamped the sentiment inside that label area. It's got all that greenery. I'm trying to give you a better look. And then what I did to keep it just really simple is I took this paper, I cut out one of the doves, just fussy cut it out with scissors and put it right there. Since there's no dove image inside the stamp set, I just cut it out of the paper. And then the card just opens like this. And it does stand. I wanted to show that to you, but it does mail very easily. Another really great, quick and easy Christmas card. Just take a couple of days and cut out all your doves and you'll be good to go. All right. We have the Queen Bee card, and friends, this is definitely a Queen Bee card for experienced card makers. Now, if you're a beginner card maker, could you make this? Absolutely. It uses the bundle, which means it uses the stamp set and the dies. And I want to show you this card first. It opens like this, and the doves are what's kind of holding this card together. So it opens like this. I want to show it to you this way. And then the card opens like this. And I want to make sure that you could see in Misty Moonlight, I stamped the sentiment, but then I want to show you that right here, I glued down another one of the doves. I love white on white. I know this is really hard to see on camera, but you guys in person, it's so pretty. And if you wanted to, sign your card down here, you could put the dove up here and move these two doves around. I kind of like it where it is, and I would probably just sign it right here, to be honest with you, but that's just me. Now, up to this point, this is actually a fairly easy Queen Bee card because the scoring is pretty easy. The strips are pretty easy to cut. And then, of course, these doves are cut out by the dies. This next step is not what I would call difficult, but you do have to have an extra step, which is, this is the 𝗥𝗿𝗁𝗁 cardstock. It's die cut using one of the labels. Then the piece on earth is heat embossed in white embossing powder. Now, in the instructions, I did Versamark ink, but I'm going to give you a little tip here on the video. If you want this to really have a very solid look, I recommend that you use our white craft ink pad and then use the white embossing powder. I did this one in the Versamark, and you could see how it's a little bit mottled there. Now, that's because it's really close up on the camera. In person, you're not really going to see that. But if this had been inked in white ink, the white craft ink, and embossed in the white embossing powder, you wouldn't see that as much. So I just wanted to point that out. That's just a little tip, not something you have to do. But if you really want that white on white, I really do recommend use the white craft ink. Okay. And then I want to point out these 3 stars. Oh my gosh, you guys, they're so gorgeous. I hope I can get a good picture of them. Let me see if they look like diamonds in person. These were cut out of the Peaceful Garden glimmer paper. And what I love about this is the silver color. It comes a silver, blue, and basically 𝗥𝗿𝗁𝗁, a dark navy. But what I wanted to point it out to you is that what I love about our glimmer paper is you can rub it back and forth. Can you hear that? I'm really rubbing that, guys. And it doesn't come off. It doesn't come off on your fingers. It doesn't come off. And why that's so important is if sometimes you get sparkle paper or glimmer paper and it sheds a little bit, and that would be a mess on this 𝗥𝗿𝗁𝗁 paper. So that is a huge selling point for me on our glimmer paper, because you're not going to have all those stray flecks, which you especially don't want. Sometimes it doesn't bother me, but on a Christmas card, that would bother me. I'm just weird that way. So here, one more time, here is our fun fold. You do that. And then this lifts up, and here's our inside. Oh, I just think this is such a gorgeous card. Now, I want to point something out. If you want to make a really, I hate to use the word over the top, but if you want to make a very special sympathy card, this would do it. You would just change this to sympathy. There's a beautiful sympathy sentiment in here. And then you could, I can't remember what the sentiment is, but there's another sentiment that would go inside. And I think that would be a cherished sympathy card. So either way, it would work. So it's not just for Christmas, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so let me bring these back in. We have our super simple Busy Bee card, which I love. Guys, you could make a ton of these. Then we've got our worker bee card, which you're going to step it up a notch. You will need a cut and emboss machine or a big shot, if that's all you have, to do the embossing. This is a very thick 3D embossing folder. So it works best with our cut and emboss machine, but you can use it on a big shot machine. So just FYI. And then our over the top, absolutely gorgeous, love it, Queen Bee card. Boy, I don't know how many of these I would personally make for Christmas. Maybe if I started now. I have a course I like to share I call it Christmas card making assembly style. It's a free class I offer. And one of the things that I recommend that you do is start like right about now, August, and do your cards assembly style so you don't get so burnt out. So start with cutting all your paper, then start with die cutting all your paper, then start with the assembly. And don't forget, it's also going to take a lot of time to write inside your Christmas cards, to address the envelopes. So by doing it assembly style, you won't burn yourself out, which is really what the purpose is here. Okay. All right, my friends, thank you for joining me for another Step It Up stamping using the Peace on Earth bundle, actually the suite, because I used a lot of stuff from the suite in here. I'll be back next week with another Step It Up stamping. Have a great week, my friends. Bye.